Cop, bad cop, yeah.
DJ, you can try all you want, but you're just not a bad cop in any
I am. I'm a bad cop. I'm a bad cop.
For sure.
No matter who believes it. But yeah, we actually have, we're going to jump right into the game here. Killing All Day versus StrifeCro, as Dan mentioned. Kill It All Day and StrifeCro both 2-0 right now. They're both also on the prediction board, so a lot at stake here for both these guys. Bragging rights for them and bragging rights for us.
Yeah, 2-0 lead for Killing All Day as well. He's got Reno Mage left to fight with, but StrifeCro's lineup looks like it's meant to sort of prey on this exact situation. His lineup very heavy where his decks are concerned. He's fighting in this matchup with his mid-range Shaman. He's got a Dragon Warrior, and he's got a Reno Warlock. And this mid-range Shaman is like no other. There's actually no one-cost cards in the entire deck, so no Tunnel Trog. He's got no Totem Golem. But he does have Copy of a Six Swamp Ooze, a little bit of card draw with Ancestral Knowledge, and he's using Lava Shock in this deck as well. Alongside that Lava Shock, there's 2 Elemental Destructions and 2 Lightning Storms, looking to sweep out the board, buy that mana back, and then use his powerful late-game Jade cards to take over as the game moves on. But this is a very greedy control deck that's using 2 Healing Waves to try to fight off the aggro.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know if we can call it a mid-range deck. I think this is full control. It doesn't have the late game, but in a way it does have the late game. It doesn't have like the big 8 drops and 9 drops, but it's got the Jades, which can essentially be as big as 8 drops, 9 drops. So definitely a very control style deck for StrifeCro. A very StrifeCro-esque deck.
Yeah, getting a couple draws of this Mana Tide really important too, because one of the things that StrifeCro's often going to struggle with is just simply having the right tools for the right situation. So the extra card draw helps him get that done. And a card to really pay close attention to is this Bran right here. That's really going to be one of the major tools he uses in order to get this game under his control completely. He's going to couple that with a Jade effect at some point and just get massive value from it, whether it's the Jade Claws, whether it's Eye of Blackpaw, or just a Jade Spirit. In some form or fashion, that's going to act as almost like a second Eye of Blackpaw to make that extra Jade and just start accelerating something.
Yeah, StrifeCro having to expend a coin here to not fill up his hand and overdraw next turn because of that Doomsayer. What they denote, though, even though this matchup is definitely in the Shaman's favor, the Reno Mage, Killing All Day, already has lots of tools that can help him win. He's got Alexstrasza, and he's got Bran Kazakis. So the 2 ways you win this matchup is by sneaking a win with Burn. Alexstrasza, hope they don't have to heal, burn him out with spells, or you get Bran Kazakis and get huge amounts of value with, like, you know, res 3 minions that have died this game multiple times over. Sneaking in some extra damage with that. So those are the ways you win, but it's very difficult.
Yeah, the Alexstrasza, one of the most effective methods for Killing All Day to actually steal these games. If it just continues to go card for card, Killing All Day is at a massive disadvantage in that spot because eventually his removal becomes damage-based, and StrifeCro's minions will grow so large that's just simply not effective against him anymore. The thing to note about the Alexstrasza and Burn package, though, is that StrifeCro, again, he has 2 copies of Healing Wave, and he's got 2 Jinyu Water Speakers in this deck. So if Alexstrasza hits, there's actually potential for StrifeCro to just simply heal back to 30 in the face of that. He's got 2 copies of Hex to fight against that Alexstrasza. It's going to require Killing All Day, I think, to play a value game, or just hope that in the face of Alexstrasza, there is no heal from StrifeCro. It's a very uphill battle where he's constantly attacked from all fronts.
Attacked by heals.
Yeah, or, you know, staved off, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like the uphill battle is really the picture there.
Mm-hmm. Both ways.
And there's ramparts, and there's spikes, and there's caltrops. There's all sorts of stuff that Killing All Day's got to avoid.
He's going to get the Bran Kazakis off right now, so again, that's one of the things that can help you in this matchup. If you can get a board sweep with Polymorph All, if you can get that res with the Ichor of Undeath, sometimes you can build up a board that becomes tough to deal with for StrifeCro.
I actually went with a 5-cost potion
5-cost
on his first one, and I think that's spelling a lot of how Killing All Day feels about this matchup, where he's probably just not going to have the time to get a ton of value. He's going to have to find a window of opportunity to go for the kill. So the 5-cost potions, I think, give him a few more options where flexibility is concerned. Likely to be vital if he's going to take this one.
Yeah, we'll see what he chooses for the second one. I can imagine the second one's going to be a 10, and it is. So we'll see what those potions are a bit later on. StrifeCro's got so many tools in his deck right now. He's got Eye of Blackpaw to keep those Jades rolling, as well as Jade Chieftain. You don't want to extend too much because you don't want to extend too much into AoE. You know, we are now in Flame Strike territory. and the Jades are still in Flame Strike range. So you got to be careful of that.
Yeah, I mean, just simply pacing his threats is a very powerful way to have Killing All Day not get massive value from those AoE effects. So you're pretty unlikely, I think, to see StrifeCro just fully commit to tons of cards all at once. He's going to just play a slower game plan and try to grind away. And here, not worried about the Kazakus at all, if Killing All Day, or he is going to worry about Kazakus. Maybe a nod to like Mind Control Tech or something if that's in Killing All Day's lists. Didn't see that one specifically, but again, just pacing his threats. It's hard for him to lose if Killing All Day just doesn't have that window.
Yeah. Also, maybe just reluctant to push too much damage. Flame Strike would have been a clear on the board, and I don't know. But first Kazakus Potion, deal 5 damage, and summon a 5/5 demon. Killing All Day trying to get that tempo back, trying to wrestle control of the board and force StrifeCro in a position where he has to play reactively.
Yeah, it's just a tough spot for Killing All Day. I mean, every single turn that he does something big, StrifeCro's got something big to match it.
Jade's already at 5/5.
And this is likely, I think, to be Killing All Day's window of opportunity here. It's slam the Alexstrasza and push 5 damage. StrifeCro, it's difficult for him to threaten lethal when his only real reach is Jade Lightning and Lava Shock. So this Alexstrasza will effectively set StrifeCro down to 10 if he chooses to play it and attack face. And he's going to take that. I mean, he's desperate in this matchup to steal a win opportunity. He has to hope StrifeCro just doesn't have healing.
He does have Healing Wave, but he doesn't have Hex for an easy way to remove Alexstrasza. He does have Jade Lightning, but that's going to involve trading off his board. But I mean, I guess Healing Wave and then 1 Jade Lightning allows him to trade off the board, and he'll have a 6/6 Jade and a 7/7 Jade, and be at either 17 or 24 health.
This joust is important. The Babbling Book.
Babbling Book
shows up from Killing All Day for the joust, and not quite powerful. Wow, that is something. The extra 7 healing on that is just massive. StrifeCro still could have been under a little bit of pressure if that was only a heal for 7. It would have required a lot of burn spells, but he knows Killing All Day has got the 10 cost potion left, or another 5 cost potion. So that swing in health likely, I think, to be the beginning of the end for Killing All Day.
Yeah, look at StrifeCro's board. It's not even like he has a lack of threats as well. He still has another Jade Lightning, Mana Tide Totem to get more gas. Still can't really tell what that 10 mana Kazakus Potion is, so that could allow Killing All Day to clear off this board if it's Mystic Wool. If it's 6 damage, then he can clear off everything, leave the 7/7 at 1 health.
And 8 damage, so
whoa!
He's just got to follow up. I mean, this gives him some time when he's transforming these Jades, pushes a little bit more damage, but only Fireball and Frostbolt in hand is the remaining damage, and a second Healing Wave for StrifeCro gets drawn.
That's actually a pretty big pickup. So Killing All Day is running the sort of a semi-burn version. He has Ice Lance in the build, which means that Frostbolt plus Ice Lance plus Fireball would be 13 total damage. You can fit in a ping if you do that with 9 mana or above. So that becomes 14 damage. So he does have 14 damage of burst available to him in the deck. So I actually like the choice from him to go with a more proactive push in the 5 slot to try and wrestle back the board, going into an Alexstrasza turn and then try and burst him out.
Yeah.
With the 8 damage from the 10 mana potion.
It was a really solid setup for him where he sort of got the dream potion. Having the 5/5 rather than just the extra damage meant the Alexstrasza connected on StrifeCro and put him down to 10. That was really his window. This Healing Wave, though, I think is likely to close it. Not a ton of value left in Killing All Day's deck. If he has the time, it would boil down to Archmage Antonidas at that point. There's no Pyroblast in here. Fireland's Portal, about the last burn spell left in the deck, and StrifeCro going to take that opportunity to simply pressure.
Yeah, make an 8/8 Jade, make a 9/9 Jade, heal for 6, call it a day. Easy peasy.
Just dust off the gloves. It's pretty tough to lose from this spot.
Yeah.
Well, that is Archmage and a Frost Nova, which would leave StrifeCro with actually no effective way to clear out the Archmage Antonidas. That could be a game changer.
Well, he could double Elemental Destruction to clear it off.
Can Elemental Destruction use his face as well?
Ooh.
Lava Shot gets picked up. The thing about it is StrifeCro's got an 8/8, 9/9, and a 3/6 down. Those are going to suffer a lot of damage in the face of that Elemental Destruction. and it's taking up his whole turn. So if that's the case, which it looks like it has to be, I mean, he has to kill the Archmage Antonidas. Killing All Day does at least, you know, maybe find some more time with this.
That's going to be a lot of damage. So StrifeCro either Elemental Destructions, tries to roll high, and then Lava Shocks. If he doesn't, he has to tank it with his face and still damage his own minions. Or his other option is to pass, effectively, unless he wants to heal up to 30, which if he's leaving the Antonidas on the board, he definitely doesn't want to use the Healing Wave now because he needs as much value as possible.
I think the pass is totally off the table in this situation where Killinallday has got you know, another freeze effect or any way to stifle the board pressure, say Ice Block. That extra turn could mean lethal damage for him. So I think StrifeCro, he's got to find a way to kill this Archmage this turn, I think.
Rope's burning.
Wow.
A pass.
He's not gonna kill it. I'm shocked by that.
Look at that face. That's the face of a stone cold killer right there. StrifeCro, I guess it's calculated.
A lot of damage. He's calculated something. I'm not quite sure what he's come up with.
I mean, going into this next turn, he still doesn't have a way to deal with it.
Well, that extra Jade will threaten lethal at this point now. As well. It's going to be difficult for killing. Oh, my.
Well, he heals back up to 25, so he's safe still. And just going to Mana Tide and Jade Spear. It looks like this Archmage Antonidas has lived for going on 3 turns now.
I don't think I've ever seen an Archmage live that long.
Yeah. Especially when you have the option to kill it and you just don't.
I mean, what can Killing All Day actually draw to win from this position? I guess that's what StrifeCro really calculated, is if he got a big heal here, he's threatening lethal. Killing All Day has to be able to return the kill. I mean, that's looking like just Ice Block. Maybe Babbling Book into a freeze effect. But Killing All Day is going to need a draw if he's going to stay alive.
Let's see. Reno.
The problem with that is
not enough.
If you look at the amount of power on board for StrifeCro, it is heaps. And Reno Jackson not really going to protect him through this unless he actually expends something else from hand. So,
well, he can Polymorph and Reno.
But at this point now, the damage from Fireballs is getting expended into minions at this point. So Killing All Day looking to just stifle that pressure and hope that StrifeCro just runs out of Jade things to play.
Yeah, this is a viable strategy. Look at how much Jade stuff has been played. You know, he saw the Jade Chieftain from the Healing Wave last turn, so he knows that, unless it came in the next 2 draws, it's still in the deck. He's seen both Jade Spirits. He's seen both Jade Lightnings. He's seen both Jade Claws. And he's seen the Eye of Blackpaw. So there's really just no Jades left. So going with the attrition plan, actually, if he could survive, might work out for him.
Well, that Jade's going back up to 9.
All right, he's finally dead. Rejoice.
The Eternal Archmage. And Killing All Day's hand's actually full as well, so the next card he's drawing is getting burned instead, and StrifeCro has managed to assemble, yet again, a very large board. So the pressure's on. Killing All Day has heaps of damage, but he needs time to play it all.
Dirty Rat, pretty inconsequential at this stage. You pull out Reno. So what can he do here? He's not dead on board. There is 14, 15, 18, 20 damage being represented at the moment on board. So if he Renos, he's not dead. He can Reno and Fireball this thing from below.
Yeah, the question is just simply how he gets back on board if he wants to follow through on the attrition plan. The last Jade thing that StrifeCro draws is going to be 11-11. That's a lot to deal with.
All right, he's going to take out the Jade.
Yep, this pulls the most power off board. 10 power pulled off the board this turn. And Reno Jackson looking like it's slated for the turn after, and then have a Fireball to maybe start chipping away into that big Jade if it follows up.
This is the last one. The last Jade, but it's the biggest. 11-11.
Wow. And StrifeCro's actually got 26 damage represented on board as well. So in the face of Reno Jackson, StrifeCro would set Killing All Day to 4 if nothing else died alongside it. So I don't know, TJ.
This one's looking grim. Killing All Day's hope here is that he can get all of these fireballs off to remove these Jades and hope that he can just win the war of attrition against StrifeCro.
Yeah, I think this fireball on Thing from Below is actually meant to maybe bait a trade from StrifeCro as well, try to buy a little bit of extra time. Don't know if StrifeCro's going to go that route. Something else to think about is the number of cards left in deck as well. If StrifeCro's running super low on cards, maybe that Manatide Totem can come back to bite him if all his minions end up dying. This is a very weird game.
If you can remove all the Jades, the deck is just filled with removal spells.
Is there another Jade Spirit?
I don't think so. I think we saw both Jade Spirits. Yeah, I'm 100% sure we saw both Jade Spirits. Maybe a Jade Claws is the only thing that I can't quite remember, but I even think he used both Jade Claws because there was one early on in the game. So
it's a Maelstrom Portal just to start pushing through as well. StrifeCro looking to end this game in the next turn or so. 11 damage from Jade Golem.
yeah, there needs to be Ice Block coming out for Killing All Day, or some type of freeze. He's used Frost Nova and Blizzard, so I don't even think that's an option. Acidic Swamp who's picked up, that's not enough. He's going to dig here with Arcane Intellect most likely.
Well, he can stay alive on board with double Fireball into the Jade Spirit and then Hero Power. Oh no, there's the Searing Totem out. No, he couldn't even do that.
And the two, yeah, there's...
And Flame Strike only kills a 2-1 and a 1-1 and 0 power minions at this point, so...
Get over a taunt! No.
Wow.
Crazed Worshipper Fen Creeper might have saved him a little bit, but Killing All Day falling in game number 3 there to StrifeCro. That was a grueling match. Jade Shaman, Jade Control Shaman effectively versus Reno Mage. That one was intense.
Yeah, it's meant to be fairly favored in the matchup. I think that what made it so close was StrifeCro electing to not kill the Archmage Antonidas at the time that he did. It just gave Killing All Day a lot of gas to work with. But at the end of the day, the timely Jade Chieftain draw with that 11-11 was just way too much for Killing All Day to handle at the end.
Yeah, that one could have gone way differently if that Jade Chieftain was a little bit further down in the deck. Granted, there wasn't many cards left in the deck, so it's pretty likely. All right, game number 4 here, Killing All Day on match point once again. Gonna try with the Reno Mage, and this time StrifeCro's on the Dragon Warrior. Dragon Warrior with Pirate Package, which has been, the standard for Dragon Warrior nowadays.
Yeah, oftentimes this deck is just looking to simply curve out very strong and just have a minion on 1, have a minion on 2, have a minion on 3, and have a minion on 4, and a lot of times that's good enough. But for Killing All Day, it's about just stifling that early pressure and then finding the tools to handle the mid stage. So Fireball matches up very nicely versus a lot of StrifeCro's threats. Flame Strike oftentimes will be sweeping wide board positions, and for the most part, if he lands a Reno Jackson, he's usually in pretty good shape. It's hard for StrifeCro to just get like a massive board in the face of Killing All Day's removal. So off to a great early start here, StrifeCro, but Killing All Day's got that Doomsayer. And if there's one thing I know, it's that Doomsayer is very good when your opponent can't kill it.
Yeah, now the question is, do you use Doomsayer here? He could go with... Okay, I guess you do.
Yeah,
I was going to say...
Ice Lance on the 3/3 here.
Yeah. I was going to say he could go with like Ice Barrier and then next turn Frostbolt into Doomsayer, but that would mean you'd be vulnerable, very vulnerable to a weapon pickup. And
yeah, that's
lots of weapons left in the deck, whether it be N'Zoth's First Mate, whether it be like a Fire War Axe.
Yeah,
I guess it's not that likely, but...
That's the reason he's expending the Ice Lance, though, is that in the event that he runs into a weapon, StrifeCro would just be able to very easily kill the Doomsayer. I mean, there's N'Zoth's First Mate's 2 Fiery War Axes, plus just Bash or Horcrux Elite would be able to take it out. So the Ice Lance making sure that can't happen. And then he gets to Arcane Intellect and start picking up a lot of resources to handle the pressure.
Yeah. Here you go, if you guys want to take a quick look while this game is at a slow point over on the right side of your screen. Some of the undefeated players after round 3 going in. Frozen, a notable. Amnesiac, a notable there. Tare, as Dan mentioned earlier. And some unknown players. We've seen PK Snow, we've seen Dr. Jikininki. Dr. J.
It's a great name.
It's a great name. And then Alan 870806 as well at 3-0. Impressive stuff. 3-0 at this stage is actually puts you in a pretty good spot.
Oh yeah, any 3-0 start to a Swiss tournament is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's exactly where you need to be.
And
that's what these guys are vying for as
yeah,
well.
exactly. Speaking of 3-0, whoever wins this match joins those group of players at 3-0. So
And the Emperor Thorson looking so good here for Killing All Day. He's discounting a massive hand at this point. Archmage Antonitis coupled with Frostbolt. Flame Strike coupled with the Blood Mage. Being able to fit in the Ice Barrier so much easier with this hand. StrifeCro, he's going to take this time to jam Malkarok. He's hoping for a big weapon here.
Get something good. Eagle Horn Bow.
Yeah, not too bad. Allows him to trade off on the Emperor Thorson and then also start pushing the Frothing Berserker.
It's actually a ton of damage that's staring at Killing All Day right now. There's an Arcanite Reaper there, Corcoran Elite. The Frothing Berserker on board, which can be answered.
Yeah, I mean, Blood Mage Flame Strike here is just nuts for Killing All Day. Fitting in that extra damage to kill the Malkarok this is exactly what StrifeCro wasn't hoping for, and the reason that he played the Malkarok this turn. He could have just simply played Arcanite Reaper and then pushed, but if that would have happened, it meant that Flame Strike 100% cleared his board. This position, Killing All Day had to either have another spell from hand, or he had to have Blood Mage.
Yeah, the way this hand is playing out for StrifeCro, it's looking like this is going to be one of those games where you just try and burst him down. There's some Dragon Warrior games where you can afford to play board control, you know, if you have some of those tools which allow you to get that refill. Actually, he's not running Curator. He's running Malkarok in that slot. So this is, with Arcanite Reaper, this is just an aggressively themed version of the deck. So.
Yeah, and it's meant to push against decks specifically like this one, where if one of your threats goes unchecked, you threaten lethal for turns afterwards, every single time you have that board pressure. And so StrifeCro just setting Killing All Day down to 13 here. He's hoping that Draconid Crusher is going to be able to carry the big weight, but Killing All Day's got Polymorph waiting for him. He's got plenty of cards to answer the board state. He's got Ice Barrier to protect himself.
Ooh. Picks up Arcane Intellect as well, which can get him deeper in the deck, but he's just going to go for Archmage Antonitis. This is so tough for Dragon Warriors to deal with.
Yeah, in StrifeCro's build, there's actually only a couple ways to do it too here. You can need Corcoran Elite plus Bash, or Corcoran Elite plus Fiery War Axe. He has no executes in the deck, and there's nothing that actually reaches Archmage Antonitis. Maybe a lucky Ragnaros shot. But outside of that, this Archmage is sticking to the board once again. Can the second time it sticks be the one?
Probably,
And
looking at these hands.
And that's StrifeCro's ticket to just simply push damage. Arcanite Reaper representing 10. The Corcoran Elite would be that final points of damage. Killing All Day's got it checked. Ice Barrier is going to keep him alive.
Ice Bearer, Arcane Intellect can find Reno Jackson or Ice Block, something to help stabilize. Water Elemental can start cutting into weapons. He's also just getting a lot of burn. So there, you know, StrifeCro's on his own clock here. There's going to be 5 damage push from the Archmage Antonitis as well as fireballs in the hand.
Yeah, and where does StrifeCro actually find the damage afterwards to close? I mean, he knows that no minion he plays is sticking for the rest of the game as long as Archmage is there.
It's all about finding damage. Taking a look at StrifeCro's deck, there's actually not too much direct damage left. There's 1 Corcoran Elite, 1 Bash, and a Blackwing Corruptor.
And a Ragnaros shot.
Is that it?
Alex Strauss' champion could also provide a little bit of burst, but it's very thin. I guess if you really want to count Patches or Sir Finley, the possibility's there. But again, that Water Elemental, it's going to shut off weapons for the rest of this game. StrifeCro looking for a pop on an Ice Block there and hope to follow up, but Ice Barrier just leaves him at a fairly healthy life total.
Yeah. How much damage is staring back at him?
It's 12 from Fireball,
20?
1 from Hero Power, 13 plus 8, 21 damage. So just outside of range. And Killing All Day doesn't need to think about a Ragnaros shot here. I mean, is there a way he can protect himself and keep his board?
Try and load up the board as much as possible, I guess. which would mean not using these fireballs, playing Bran a Firelands portal, and then trading into one of these minions.
So Ragnaros, and it looks like Ragnaros alone. Well, no, the weapon now. So Kor'kron Elite. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, weapon is shut off, and that's not a Ragnaros. And there's a ton of damage on this board.
Wow.
More than enough for fireballs to close out the game. StrifeCro is going to realize this very quickly and scoop it up.
Hard-fought battle, but
There it is.
the Blood Mage Flame Strike just started the beginning of the end once again for Killing All Day. The role's very much reversed in this game, where StrifeCro's trying to make that lethal push, but he's doing it with a deck that's meant to push. Killing All Day was doing it with Reno Mage in the prior game, not meant to try to make those lethal pushes as quickly as possible. So 2 hard-fought games from him and comes down on top of this one, 3-1.
Yeah, so Killing All Day moves to 3-0 after round number 3. StrifeCro 2-1, so still a good shot for him to make it as long as he keeps winning through. I know StrifeCro is a player that a lot of people have their eyes on going into this tournament. A renewed passion from him as we get into HCT for 2017. But that's going to do it from this series. We actually have some bonus coverage over on the side set with Dan and Kib.